Jay Martell, a former showrunner for Key and Peele, is seeking class action status for a lawsuit against Viacom-CBS and the WGA, which he alleges signed a secretive deal that slashed royalties due writers for streaming views of dozens of Viacom-CBS series including Key and Peele, The Daily Show with Trevor Noah, and Tosh. Zero. The suit, read here, filed yesterday in U.S. District Court for the Central District of California, alleges breach of a collective bargaining agreement and breach of duty of fair representation. It claims that Viacom-CBS for years violated royalty payment terms of the WGA's basic agreement, by improperly computing or simply not paying residuals owed for new media use, in particular ad-supported video-on-demand services. Between late 2019 and early 2020, the media company negotiated a collective settlement with the WGA for systemic underpayment and non-payment of royalties. However, the suit claims, the settlement reached, which wiped out all claims by the defendants, was a single paltry lump sum payment that remained confidential. In fact, the suit does not give a figure. The WGA in statement called Martell's suit meritless, but acknowledged that fixed residual payments for streaming are too low under the current agreement. Viacom-CBS reaped massive windfalls from exploitation of the series in the AVOD market, while simultaneously obfuscating and failing to remit the full balance of royalties for which the series writers were to be paid, the suit says, and the settlement represents a colossal failure of the WGA to adequately discharge its duty of fair representation to plaintiff and the class. The employer defendant's massive AVOD exploitation of the series has resulted in content from the series being streamed billions of times on revenue-generating digital platforms, such that the paltry settlement payment cannot possibly provide adequate compensation for the employer defendant's conduct across the series' affected writers. The inexplicable nature of the foregoing renders the WGA's conduct as alleged not only arbitrary, but possibly made in bad faith. From the amount of the settlement, it would appear that the WGA prioritized its ongoing working relationship with the employer defendants ahead of the rights of the basic agreement's intended beneficiaries, rolling up and cleansing the employer defendants' years-long violations of the basic agreements for pennies on the dollar. In its statement, the WGA West noted the claim it filed against Viacom-CBS for failure to pay proper residuals on a number of shows, was settled prior to arbitration for the full amount owed to writers, plus interest payments and penalties for failure to report.